getting ready for a backpacking trip. Still got my bed head. Repacking and repacking and repacking again. So I got pretty much food, water, clothing, gear, all sorts of stuff for an overnight. It's not going to be the best weather. It's been raining all week, and yeah, it'll be a good shakedown hike. Doing 12 miles, and yeah, it's going to be fun. I hope. I'm going to show you my bag here. I might add this on. I'm still debating. This is a little backpack air spacer from Vaucluse, and might try it out. But I got a little scale here that I got for travel stuff. So I'm just going to hook that on. Lift that up. Kind of see it's at 24 pounds, 0 ounces. That's with trekking poles, food, 2 liters of water. Pretty much everything that I got, except for my camera. So that's not too bad. It was at 29. Shaved 5 pounds off of it. So that should help a little bit. Well, everybody, I'm on the road. Woo! Definitely a rainy day. Figure get down there, situate myself for the night, get a good night's sleep, and then tomorrow morning I can head out first thing on trail, so I'm not delayed by a few hours with the commuting and everything. So gonna be doing Red Cedar Trail, 12 miles, so about 6 miles in, hit the campground, another 6 miles out on Sunday, and I'm sure the ground's going to be really nice and wet and swampy in a lot of places, so this will be interesting. But I got pretty good drive ahead of me, so I'm just going to shut up for a little bit and skedaddle like I'm going to Seattle. Hey everybody, Mikeycat Outdoors here. So what are we doing today? I'm doing a long-awaited hike on a Red Cedar Trail. It's a 12-mile loop trail through all the hearts and parts of Giant City State Park down here in the Shawnee National Forest. So this is gonna be fun. A little windy, a little cool. I think it's gonna be high of 50-ish, low of say 41 tonight. I got a loaded pack with I think about 24-25 pounds packed in, so this will be fun. And one last thing before I go, we got a little follower here, Mr. Gnome. Hello, I'm Mr. Gnome. I'm Mikeycat's favorite fan. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna follow him everywhere, YouTube and elsewhere. Yep, so that's one of my little followers there. Gonna do a 12-mile loop. Probably do 6 in. There's a campsite midway. Gonna camp out there overnight, and hopefully the ground isn't too squishy. It's been raining, a lot of thunderstorms, downpours for like the last 3 or 4 days. So yeah, I've heard from others there isn't really a whole lot of good spots for hanging hammocks out there, unless you're way off in the brush in the periphery. But it's just kind of like a cleared out area from what I've seen on pictures online, and really huge diameter trees, so it's not really good for putting hammock straps around. But just gonna sport a one-man tent and hopefully make it through. So let's check it out. Well, there's Red Cedar hiking trail. Whoo! 12 miles later, let's see what happens. Well, I'm down here on trail, and a little muddy. It's been raining last 3 or 4 days out here. Thunderstorm last night, real bad, and there were a couple of people that pulled up near me after I pulled up and got everything ready and got everything locked up, and 2 more cars came up, and I might end up having some visitors on trail. I don't know, but we shall see. This is going to be an interesting adventure, to say the least. It's getting kind of muddy in here, so I'm going to put the camera down. Talk to you in a bit. That's a neat little lake right there, passing by. This is just like not too far after getting on trail. That's a beauty. It says Campground Pond, bass 15-inch minimum length. Woohoo! Woo! Got a creek down here. Gonna have to cross that. Beautiful looking. I have to figure out the best spot to leapfrog across this. But it's flowing pretty good. Well, looks like there are at least 4 other people coming down here on trail. Might have some visitors tonight. And a neat little rock structure along the way. You can tell how wet and muddy this trail is. It's pretty watery along a lot of spots, and I'm just sporting regular old trail hikers, non-waterproof. So I'm gonna get some wet feet, but I got wool socks on, so they'll dry a little better. Whew, got another river crossing up here. The markers for the Red Cedar. And this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. This is a deep one with all the rain and everything. I don't know if there's really an easy crossing for this yet. And it just gets bigger and bigger. So I'm eating my apple. I tried crossing a stream back here for other people on trail, searching around. I eventually just took a shallower part. They were trying to make a dam to get across. I had to take my shoes and socks off because there was no other way of keeping the feet dry. But that water was freezing ice cold. So at least I have a pretty good idea. I think there's gonna be people at the campsite, but hopefully I'll be able to get us a good spot. I don't want to be down the bottoms. This is kind of a neat little rock wall here along the trail. A slightly graveled part here to get across that second creek crossing, which was a doozy. And head on forth to more of the Red Cedar. Whew. Back in the woods. Back in the backwoods hood. 'Cause it'll do me some good to be out in the woods. Whew. So it's kind of meandering out here. Haven't hit the first road crossing yet. But whew, sunlight's out. Had to take some layers off. Ate an apple, eventually take a water break, but yeah, there's at least 4 middle-aged women out here. I don't know if anyone else is going to be out here too, but they must have been the ones that pulled up after I did. They eventually caught up to me, passed me at the river crossing, but yeah, I think I'm not going to be alone at the campsite tonight. They were all packing some pretty good stuff, Arc'teryx gear and a bunch of fancy stuff, so yeah. But yeah, there was equestrian trail that kind of came off, and then I eventually looped back up to the little fire road, which might have been the actual equestrian, but there were horseshoe prints and everything along the hiking trail, which really weren't supposed to be in, a bunch of horse poop. Yeah, avoid those landmines. But yeah, just taking a little rest break here. Gonna continue on up the hills, and heard there's at least a couple of doozies, so I'm gonna venture forth It's real pretty here along the trail. A little bit of trickling water. That's really nice. Up, 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 and away. A nice little farm up here. That bunch of barbed wire. Guess horses or whatever out here eventually. Hear road traffic off to the side. I'm gonna head back down the trail, see what I can see. And I lost my rubber tip on my hiking pole earlier. It's the first sign of civilization. The road. Back into the piney woods we go. Here we are. Got the road. And looks like down to my left a little ways is the bathrooms and other stuff leading up to the visitor center. Cool beans. Kind of hiking in a muddy part again out here. Some slick, muddy spots, water. Whew, a little sketchy. I know the perfect shoes for this sketchy part. Skechers! Oh, now I'm kind of wishing I would have had my Solomon high tops with the Gore-Tex. I wouldn't get any wet feet. Definitely gonna get them with these non-waterproof low top Solomon trail runners, but they do dry fast. So that's a good point. It's kind of a trade-off, really, when you're selecting your hiking gear. You want cold, wet feet, or warm, wet feet. You know, waterproof ones won't dry. The non-waterproof ones will get soaked, but they'll dry. And I'm stuck on a tree. Woohoo! Sure, watch where I'm going here. Look at all this beauty. Another one of those beautiful trail markers for red cedar. Ooh, see where all the beer foam's made over there. Little foamy part. We got this little rocky outcropping here, drizzling down some water. Pretty neat. I'm out here by another one of these signs. I see them every once in a while. Hikers go one way, equestrians come from the other way. It's a gnarly little patch of blown down cedar. Just kind of taking a quick break here. Looking around this patch of the forest. Got a lot of leaners and widowmakers and viney stuff. Good Lord. Messy part of the woods here. Well, made it up to Stonefort Road, so I'm gonna make the journey across. See a car coming too. Ooh, it's a Nissan. Head on down here. Be like the flat cat trying to cross the road. Whew. Did some prescribed burning down here. Look at all this beautiful water, man. It's amazing. Look at that. Whew. All these beautiful rock shelves. Wow. I figure out the best point to cross down here too. So in the middle of all this, I see these little blue beads and little letter beads. Somebody lost their bracelet or something down here. That's wild. Whew. Looky at this. On the other side of the creek, some beautiful bluffs up here, kind of along the side of the trail. Got another one of our beautiful red dots up here. So is that the Red Cedar Trail or the Imperial Japanese Trail? Ah, it's Red Cedar. But you'll see these diamonds with the red dots, and sometimes you'll see like a bullseye painted on a few trees that are older. That's how you know you're on a trail. So down in this area, they've been doing some prescribed burns fairly recently. You can still smell it. And things are kind of blackened and charred around here. Whew, but it's still very beautiful. You can kind of see on the ground a little bit some of the charring along some of the logs and stuff in here. Those prescribed burns. They take out a lot of the invasive species and help some of the native stuff grow back. Get rid of a lot of the leaf and other cover that causes fire hazards and makes this place a little more sustainable. I got a little flatbread and some barbecue pulled pork. It's stuff from Walmart. Got in a little pouch. Works pretty well. I'm taking a little lunch break about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Had breakfast this morning, I don't know, 7:30 or something, and then got the trail about 11:30. Ate the apple when I was on trail earlier in the day, but I was just getting exhausted. Went up a couple of really big hills and through burn areas and stuff, so legs were getting tired, feet were getting sore. I was getting hungry, really thirsty, sweating. I'm like, I gotta take a break. So I'm kind of out here at a little clearing of sorts. Looks like an old homestead. A lot of daffodils and old well out here, but not too bad. I'll put some electrolytes in my water there, and got my little Mikeycat food bag there. Got my little pulled pork empty over there, and yeah, a lot of daffodils, and over that way by that one tree that's like a water well, little whole bunch of water. So these things are all over the place, these daffodils. It's Gotta be an old farmstead or something. So I got my little sun umbrella here. Just kind of propped it up with my trekking pole and part of a little tree branch over here, and just staying out of the sun a little bit. I'm relaxing, eating lunch, getting a water break, letting my legs rest a little bit. Whew, definitely needed it. Went way too long between meals. I did the one creek crossing earlier and thought about eating back then, but I didn't do it. I wasn't really hungry or anything. Later on trail, past by all those fire burns and stuff, started getting a little hungry, started sweating a lot, started getting thirsty, and I was like, yeah, I need to stop. So, you know, stomach was hurting. I was just getting tired and exhausted. I'm like, I just gotta take a break. So, I'm not too far from the Baptist Church Road, I think that is. But I just had to stop. I didn't want to risk knowing or not knowing what's over there, so I just thought, well, this is a nice little clearing. I just stop here and rest a little bit, and it's peaceful. Kind of curious how far those other folks went that were on trail earlier. If I'm assuming that they're going to probably be at Campground later, but I mean, they could have maybe hiked other stuff out here today. I have no idea, but it'd be interesting to find out later if they have any campmates or not. I guess in some ways it makes it a little nicer in terms of like safety, you know, safety in numbers, and at least to be somebody to talk to. You don't have to worry about all the animals and stuff, but they seem like they had fairly decent gear. They were capable, so I don't know if I'll run into them again or not, but anywho, this is just a nice little area here to relax, and I'm just gonna rest a while, and eventually I can get on the rest of the way. I don't know if I've got a couple miles left or what till the campground, but I guess I can pop on all trails. It's about the only thing I've seen right now that has it. But if you got self-service in certain spots of the park, you can get self-service. Some of them you can't. Kind of depends on your carrier too. It's a little better with Verizon than it is with AT&T, but yeah, I've had both, and if you get all trails, you can do the freebie unless you really want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for it. I got enough apps I'm paying for, so I'm like, well, if I can get the app, load up the map, fine. There weren't any paper maps back at the campground and all that stuff where I had to pay to register for all this, so yeah, we shall see. Trail life. This feels good. Got my sun umbrella, keeping all this sunlight off of my face, let me cool down a little bit. So if you need a spot of shade, grab one of these and use it for the rain or use it for shade if you need it. And it's pretty light. I don't remember if this one was from Gossamer Gear or if it was from Z-Packs. And there's a couple other places that have them, but I think I might have bought this one off Gossamer several years back, but I've used it a couple times and it comes in handy on occasion. It was one of those luxury items I wondered about. I was like, do I want to bring the extra weight? And like, I don't know, but I'm kind of glad I did. Needed it. Ah! There goes my stick. But you can actually attach these with loops onto your backpack straps and, you know, go through the woods with shade or whatever on you. I just never did it yet. Got some neat gear out there. My trekking pole's been pretty helpful today. I lost the rubber tip on it, but I've got extras at home. I just put on there. The black diamond carbon fiber. I'm going to use that for the trekking pole tent later. I got the other one in here. And yeah, for a lot of the river crossings and other spots where there's mud, a lot of water on the trail, it's really a lifesaver having that third leg, so to speak, and keep you stable. And not too bad. And got my Mikeycat food bag from Hilltop Packs. I've had this for a while. DCF fabric. Little custom print stuff for you. Whether it's like towels or bags like that, other stuff. They're pretty reasonable. You can reach out to Ben out there at Hilltop, and they're pretty good to work with. And just been eating a little bit. Got a little bit of trash building up, and so I'm just gonna relax here for a little bit, and when I feel like getting up, and if I think I can get up, I'll start trudging down the trail again. This is that little well-looking patch. Some concrete blocks and whatnot around there. I'm thinking that's probably just an old water well. I say there's so many of these daffodil patches all over. Well, it's real funny sitting here relaxing at the end of my lunch break, and start to hear something coming up, and it's like, okay, animal or something. Look over and start to see different colors. It's like, no, that's a human. So first I thought maybe just one or two people. Ended up being like 5 or 6 folks, or a bunch of, I don't know, high school or college age kids, and then there were like 2 older adults that were there. So I don't know if that's a scout troop or what's going to be on trail, but whew, I don't think I'm going to be alone tonight. It's going to be interesting. On the trail again. Daffodils are on the trail again. A lot of blowdowns up ahead of me, my friend. I couldn't wait to get on the trail again. Well, a little bit up here should be the road, Baptist Church Road. So I figure with those kids, I don't know if they were scouts or if they were college kids or what they were. They had some adults with them, and then the 4 ladies from earlier. That's gonna be probably 9 or 10 people at least that are gonna be out there tonight. Whew, I sure hope they're silent. Funky looking pipe or something over there, sticking out of the ground near all those logs. Kind of wild. Or an oil pipeline or something, or gas line, I don't know. Whew, this is slushy mushy. A lot of mud. Muddy buddy. There's the road. Get on top of this log and balance on it. Like a old signpost for the trail. There's traffic. This is dangerous. Extreme caution. I'm guessing the trail's down there, straight across. Restricted area. Closed to hunting, no cycling. And a lot of cars out here today. Pretty wild. Oh boy. Well, I'm out here in the other side of the Baptist Church Road. Boatloads of prescribed burning out here. It's all charred up. I can smell it. Even though I can't smell very well, I still detect it. It's pretty cool. Whew. A bunch of rocks and bluffs. There's some waterfalls. pretty nice. It's a neat little area here. Some waterfalls, nice rocks. It's like part of a old bridge over here, a little stone wall. All moss covered. It's neat. Water channeling through there. It's pretty amazing. River and equestrian and red cedar and all this stuff coming together here. It's pretty wild. Whew. So back yonder, I talked to a few of the people that crossed paths with me. So there's a Boy Scout troop and maybe part of a venture crew from Edwardsville area, and they're preparing for Philmont Scout Camp. So a couple of them have done it before. One of them's going to be volunteering out there. So it's kind of neat. A little bit with his organizations. But, whew. I know a couple guys that have gone out there, and from everything I've heard, it's a doozy. Look at that. Let's drop off. Got river to river trail down there below. Such. It's pretty cool. There's equestrian trail around too. Continuing on. Look at the birds, man. That's where I'm going to filter my water from. Got it in Be-Free water filter here. Got this one new out of the box, so hopefully it'll have a little bit of flow rate to it. It needs to be a little bit pre-wetted, but I have two of these smart water bottles. I'm going to fill up the filter water into there, and that'll be my water pretty much for the evening. And then tomorrow, I guess, after camp, hit another water crossing. I'll probably water up again and go forth from there for the rest of my hike tomorrow. But I went through two of these liters. Well, they're 23.7 fluid ounces, 700 milliliters, so a little bit less, but you get the point. That's what I went through today. Another liter of water here. So got my smart water bottle sitting on the side of the log here, and just gonna kind of let this thing drip dry a little. But I'm going to angle it a little bit so it doesn't pour directly into the thing. That way, in case there's any water that drips off the bottle, it should just drip straight down. And try to make sure not to cross-contaminate in the filtered water stream. The brand new one, these Be-Free filters, they filter really nice. Now, as long as you keep them wet and use them, they'll stay flowing good like this. If you let them dry out and you don't touch them for like a year or 6 months or something, they're gonna get all like calcified. You have to clean them out with vinegar and back flush them with shaking, all sorts of stuff. They never really get back to normal flow. I had that happen last year on a trail with my daughter, but these brand new ones are pretty good. You can get Sawyer Squeeze, Be-Free, MSR, forgot what theirs is, Trail Shot. There's a couple other filters out there. Life Straw's got a couple, but usually Sawyer Squeeze and Mikeycat and B3 are the two biggies that most people use. And just like that, I got a full bottle of water. So what's neat about this, all the prescribed burning around here, everything but pretty much the trail I'm walking on is burned. It's like the trail's a lot lighter. Kind of wild. Looks like some muddy spots up here. I think I found the Red Cedar. Oh, I think that's the first one I've seen that sign on. Well, here at Shiloh Road. So, I'm gonna have to cross this and get across. That'll be pretty cool. Can't wait to get to camp. Set up a tent, fall asleep. Whew. Long hike so far. Woo-wee. This is a fun one. Some neat little sap or something coming out of that tree. Hear all the frogs and stuff out in the distance. Well, I'm going up the hill. Like the girl in Stranger Things. We're running up that hill. Whew. I see the outhouse up there with the fence stack. Hear some voices up there. On a home stretch. So this is kind of campground. Got porta potties. And got one group over there and another group way out yonder. So there's probably, I want to say, a good 10-12 people out here at least tonight. A lot of spots to set up camp, and I'm gonna go set up my tent and everything, and once I get that all done, put a few things in there and then start getting dinner ready, I guess. So, but ate a late lunch, so I'm not super hungry yet. But maybe I'll start a fire, do something, we'll see. Well, I got my Durston X-Mid Pro 1 set up. So, got a few goodies in here. Well, in the vestibule area, I got my ULA circuit in X-Pack bright safety orange. This is the newer version of the X-Mid Pros. So they got the door pockets, yay! My version that I got for the 2-man didn't have that. I got my Thermarest pillow. I got a little, I don't know, like a Zen Bivy or something, whatever, some Amazon thing pillow, inflatable. A lot lighter than having 2 of those big Thermarests. Got my clothing bag back there. And got a Nemo tensor under pad. It's a Virgin Voyage. And then I got my Western Mountaineering Summer Light bag, rated for 32, and I've got a Sea to Summit Reactor Extreme liner inside there, a little like fleece liner. So that should give me an extra 10-degree buffer, so I should get down to maybe 41 Fahrenheit tonight. So, I mean, the bag itself's probably fine, but I sleep cold, so with that liner, should be alright, and it keeps the stink out of the bag too. And it's pretty nice. Ooh, Beaver Fever. Look at all this. A Beaver Fever. Beaver! Whew. We're having a fun time with these trees. That one's just barely hanging on for dear life. That tree's probably done been killed. And of course, oh, all that nice stagnant beaver pond water. Makes you want to drink it, doesn't it? Sounds like all of John Cranberry's brothers, sisters, nephews, cousins, uncles, half relatives, and everybody else out there. Look at all this. All these old daffodils. Whew, tons of them. It usually means there was a homestead or a farm or something around these parts. There's a few more over here, closer to the campgrounds. So for dinner tonight, I got some real Termat creamy salmon pasta. pretty good, actually. Got little chunks of salmon in there and some pasta and seasonings. And gonna have a hot tea. And got my little food bag there. A little pocket rocket tube going. Not too bad. That's a pretty boil. Hey everybody. So I'm getting ready for bed here. In the tent. There's, at least 10, 11 people out here. So there's a group of ladies that sound like they're doctors or other stuff like that, medical professionals. There's a group of Boy Scouts that they're from not too far away from where I'm at. And they're doing like a shakedown prep for Philmont. And then there's some others around, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah, just got kind of ate, did all my necessary things, took my medications and brushed my teeth and all that good stuff, and went to the bathroom before bed, and then just kind of got dressed in the tights and fresh socks. Socks were wet from today. But being that they're wool, they're not that bad. They dry on trail, but just standing around, I didn't want to wear wet socks to bed. So, yeah, just getting ready to hunker down, and it's like 9:30 or something by now. So, I'll probably call it a night. Melatonin will kick in soon, and I need to rest. It was a long day. Looking forward to tomorrow, and yeah, hopefully it'll be a good one. Alright. Like what you seen, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to check out part 2 when it comes out. Catch you again in the outdoors. As always, thanks for watching. Does that say Stonefort or State Farm?